Today we're going to talk about a recent article that I read that was triggering for me and for anyone who has an early adopter mindset in crypto, talking about how the post-Terra era, the collapse of UST and Luna, and with it, the collapse of Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, and Voyager, how those events are still the reason why most people are begging for regulations in this cryptocurrency space. I'm going to tell you why they are so completely wrong and why there's a better option out there. But first, hit like, hit subscribe, check out the CT Club down below where we're giving our members everything that we're doing with our cryptocurrencies, things like trade alerts, market updates, and portfolio updates. You guys can see exactly how we allocate our investments in different cryptocurrencies and why. So the title of the article I'm talking about today, if you want to read over it, is called The Post-Terra Era, Incentivizing Innovation and Longevity Through Regulation. And this article is basically praising the Federal Reserve for handling the crazy inflation with their increased interest rates. They've been dealt a difficult hand of cards to deal with, and they're doing their best. And on top of that, now we have cryptocurrencies and the fallout from UST, from Luna, from Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, and Voyager. But there's a very distinct detail that we all need to realize if we want to be savvy cryptocurrency investors and participants in this space. That is the fact that Three Arrows Capital, Voyager Digital, and Celsius are all centralized custodial entities that are run by humans that are extremely greedy. And the first point I need to make here is the fact that regulations can only and will only ever affect human behavior. Code, as it is written for Bitcoin and for DeFi, real DeFi platforms, will function as it is written. And we saw DeFi do just that. We didn't see any DeFi platforms default or become bankrupt or use their depositors as their unsecured creditors like we did see with these centralized platforms. That is the biggest thing here, and biggest fallacy that we're seeing being portrayed by people like who are writing articles like this, basically praising the Federal Reserve, the central bank, the whole reason, a huge contributing factor why cryptocurrencies were even being created, trying to be created in the first place, to oust them. And now they're saying, you know, oh, crypto has changed so much. It's become the thing that it was trying to usurp 13 years ago. Well, here's the thing. Again, Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, and Voyager are all centralized custodial platforms. They are more of the same thing, regardless of however they were being marketed. Celsius was classically marketing themselves as unbank yourself, and yet they were requiring you to give them your crypto. And if you read your terms of service on Celsius, you would know that you were their unsecured creditor. So more of the same? Absolutely. Is crypto the same as these centralized entities? No. DeFi performed perfectly during the downfall of these centralized platforms. And again, all these people begging for regulations, what you need to know, what you are begging for is an increased higher barrier of entry or no entry whatsoever for yourself. If you need to know what I'm talking about, are you a US citizen? Can you use Binance.com? No, you can't. Can you buy any cryptocurrency that you want on a centralized platform? No, you can't. But again, there's also people in the same group of, begging for regulations. There's a lot of people who are also saying, not your keys, not your coins. Although that is a distinct truth in this cryptocurrency space, there's a select amount of people who think that custodial centralized platforms that make it more user-friendly are a requirement for cryptocurrencies to find mass adoption because they have a lot of lacking of confidence of the general public to understand how to take custody of their own cryptocurrencies. Let me tell you, literally, if I can do it, anyone can do it. It does not take a computer science degree. It does not take a financial degree. It doesn't take any kind of degree to understand how to use cryptocurrencies and how to take custody over them. There is a plethora of free information online and tutorials. I've made many of them that walk you through the steps of how to do it, and you are absolutely capable of taking ownership over your coins. And that is the fallacy. The people that think that we need centralized, fallible human error to take care of your crypto for you because you aren't capable of doing so in order for crypto to survive. Again, in this article, they basically said, it's going to fade by the wayside if it isn't for these centralized platforms. When in reality, it is the robustness of these decentralized, the dApps, decentralized applications, the wallet providers that give you true ownership over your cryptocurrencies. They are the real reason why cryptocurrency will continue to survive and will continue to be a viable option for you. The sooner you learn how to use a decentralized application, the sooner you learn how to take custody of your own crypto, the more free you'll be able to actually interact with them. And who cares what the regulators are trying to say that you aren't allowed to take part in, what you aren't allowed to invest in. They're trying to block you out because they don't understand it. But guess what? The masses will always be led to the slaughter. Have an early adopter mindset. Don't wait for the masses to approve what you think might be valuable. You need to have an early adopter mindset. You need to be contrarian to survive and to thrive in situations like this. The videos that Toby's been putting out lately talking about the macroeconomics, what's happening with fiat systems around the world that are failing, that should be the biggest red flag and the biggest incentive for you to store your crypto in your own way. If you guys want to learn more, I think Ledger hardware wallets are amazing. Trezor is also a good option. I've done tutorials on each of those. Links for both of those hardware wallets are down below if you guys want to learn more. That's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Thanks. Hit like, hit subscribe. I'll see you later.